This is the Ingraham angle from Washington tonight. As always, thank you for spending some time with us. Now, the open borders crowd, they like to justify illegal immigration by contending that it's a victimless crime. But look at this photo. It's from the aftermath of a head-on crash in Oxon Hill, Maryland that changed one American woman's life forever. An illegal alien driving his vehicle crossed the yellow line, hitting the car she was a passenger in. She was left with broken vertebrae, collarbone and wrist, fractured ribs, injuries to her intestines and uterus, as well as a ruptured diaphragm, collapsed lung, and a concussion. The illegal at the wheel, Kevin Alexis Mendez Ortiz, fled the scene. He was picked up 3 days later when Prince George's County police found him driving without a license and then ran a record check. Well, there they found he had multiple hit-and-run related violations, along with a laundry list of other vehicular traffic citations. And if ICE hadn't then taken him into custody off the streets, who knows how many others this individual would have injured or killed. According to ICE, Mendez Ortiz is from Honduras. He entered the U.S. illegally in 2022. That's the height of Biden. He was released shortly thereafter when he appeared before an immigration judge, just released onto the streets. So this was classic Biden-era catch and release. And in Washington state, if you think this is an outlier, a 29-year-old man was killed yesterday after a semi-truck crushed the car he was in. The driver, an illegal Indian. He was caught and released at the Arizona border in 2023 by the Biden administration. 25-year-old Kamal Preet Singh is facing charges for vehicular homicide after he allegedly crashed into the back of the vehicle, crushing it between his and another truck. So while Democrats and the Biden administration, they allowed this to fester for years, guess what? The Trump team is actually doing something to stop it.
We will pull every dollar possible from every single state that's unwilling to work with this administration and these long-standing rules to make sure that when an American and a family gets in a car, they shouldn't be worried that they have an unqualified foreigner operating an 80,000-pound big rig that could endanger their lives.
Good for DOT, good for Duffy. That is long overdue. I'm terrified driving on the roads these days. You don't know what's coming on the other side. And in Charlotte, North Carolina, residents are still reeling there after learning that the suspect in another horrific stabbing on a light rail car was carried out by Oscar Gerardo Soloranzo Garcia, a twice-deported illegal alien. The pattern here is familiar. It's sickeningly familiar. A foreign thug previously deported. In that case, waltzes right back into the United States during the Biden years, and he goes on to commit a heinous crime. But by actively shielding an illegal alien or any illegal aliens from federal law enforcement, Democrat governors, Democrat mayors are telling the rest of us in no uncertain terms, we don't care what happens to you. I'm talking Johnson, Wu, Bass, Newsom, Pritzker, Walz.
These chaotic operations are doing nothing to make us safer. It is very specifically aimed and very racially motivated towards a Somali community that matters greatly.
Stop attacking our cities to hide your administration's failures. Boston will not back down from who we are and what we stand for.
As it relates to undoc healthcare, yeah, I'm proud of that because I believe in universal healthcare. You know, others may say it, I did it. First state in the country.
Thank God we now have a president committed to protecting the people. Those mayors, those governors are committed to helping illegal aliens every step of the way. In just 1 year, the Trump administration has done what the Biden administration refused to do for 4 years. They shut down the border, they ended mass catch and release, they designated drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, they restored interior enforcement, they've ended a lot of this temporary protective classifications for refugees or asylum seekers in the country. According to federal officials, more than 600,000 illegals have been removed from the country thus far. It's just a start, but it's not nothing. And just as importantly, the administration says more than 1.9 million have decided to leave on their own volition. So illegal border crossings, what about those? Well, they're effectively zero. That is what law enforcement looks like. And as for putting America's safety and well-being first, Well, President Trump and his team at DHS and the White House, they have paid a price as well. Like the ICE agents, they've been doxxed, they've been threatened, and they've been dragged into court by lawsuits funded by left-wing NGOs, the Open Borders lobby, and the cheap labor cartel that profits off mass illegal migration. But guess what? The Trump team keeps going. They're undeterred. And here's a warning Americans can't ignore tonight. Remember, if the Democrats win the midterms, then they regain the White House. Everything that's been done to help fix this situation is out the door. The floodgates will reopen. The border will be overwhelmed again. Drug trafficking will surge. Human trafficking will explode. Sanctuary cities will multiply. And Americans will once again be told that their suffering is the cost of compassion. So Congress has to act now. That means ending the filibuster and locking immigration enforcement into law. No asylum claims after illegal entry, no asylum for economic hardship, strict biometric controls in the visa or any entry process. Visa overstays, yeah, well, if you do that, you lose the right to return. These are just a few common sense reforms. They're popular with the American people, wildly popular. And they should unite both parties. Well, if both parties cared more about the country than selling the country out.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh. Obama Claus is riding into town, and he's making a lot of stops. First a school, then a barber shop. Now Barry's gone caroling. You will know. Barry better drop the mic and get back to work, because Democrats have a long Christmas list. The Ragin' Cajun wants Trump's head on a silver platter.
He's done. We just got to butter this toast and slice it and eat it. He's done. And he's good. He was done in Florida. He's done in Pennsylvania. He's done in New Jersey. He was done in Virginia. He was done in Mississippi. He was done in Georgia. He's done. It's over. You're a loser, dude. You're losing everywhere, and you're going to lose more because you, my friend, are a loser.
Santa can't perform miracles, Carville. That would be Jesus. Listen to the Reverend. Throw out the toast. It's time for a juice cleanse. By the way, rules for men, no juice cleanse. Speaking of Al Green's putting up his Christmas decorations, and every stocking stuffer is just another article.
I rise to announce that last night I called for the impeachment of Donald John Trump, President of the United States of America. Now, there are many people who don't want to see this happen. They don't want to vote for impeachment. Well, there were people who didn't want to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge, but they marched on. I shall march on.
Weird Al Green's making it awkward around the Christmas dinner table. No one cleared this with a sombrero. Not only did the vote get struck down by Democrats, but now they're going to make the ponytail sit at the kids' table. I hate it, says one anonymous House Democrat. It feels like a lot of people are using the impeachment stuff as a campaign tactic. This is not a team effort. It puts us in a difficult position. Al doesn't care. To Al, no means yes.
Those were not the last articles of impeachment that will be brought to the floor.
Al's like the Democrats' crazy uncle. He's got his cane, his ponytail, his pack of Camels, food on his tie, smells like aftershave. Dinner's been over for hours, but he won't leave the house. Mrs. Claus says old Democrats like Al need to read the room.
One of the problems with society today is that nobody wants to move on from leadership. People hang on too long, and they hang on beyond their usefulness or even their practicality.
You hear that, Schumer? Al Green, Mad Maxine, no relation? It's time to go, because the Obamas need to make room for a new guest at the grown-up table. Her name, Jasmine Felicia Crockett. and she's got her mind made up. She wants to be senator, but not so fast. Not only does she have to win over hearts and minds in Texas, she has to win over the family first. So far, it's not going so well.
Got a lot of energy, but she, to me, she violates the first rule of politics. And that is, in politics, you always make it about the voters and never about yourself. If you listen to her talk, it's a lot more about herself than it is the voters.
Crockett needs some more of that Christmas spirit. If she makes the race about her instead of the great people of Texas, then it's bye, Felicia. That's if Felicia doesn't say bye first.
The original plan for this conversation was to start with an interview I was to do today for this program with Jasmine Crockett, who just announced her candidacy for the Democratic nomination for Senate in Texas. We had that booked, we had it promoted, we had it promised, and Congresswoman Crockett backed out about an hour before we were supposed to do that.
Wow. A no-show during the holidays on CBS? Not a good look, Felicia. You know who did come to play? Gavin Newsom. The California governor dashed off to New Hampshire and Nevada, he's obviously running, where he was given a rock star reception by party leaders. He says he's saving Christmas from the Grinch.
We can't keep this up. We're polarized. We're traumatized. We're exhausted. I can't even conceive of 3 more years of this. It really is. I mean, what's happening to our kids? Their brains are already being scrambled by social media and everything else we didn't even talk about. But this is their role model? A guy who calls someone a piggy? This is our role model, the President of the United States?
Rules for men: never say you're traumatized and exhausted. And second of all, men shouldn't get offended. He's still hung up on this PC stuff. Women don't go for that. Gavin's already landed on Nicki Minaj's naughty list. Quote, Gavin is the cute boy who got everything handed to him because of how cute and sexy and hot and smoking he was. Ooh, look at him. Sitting there in that suit with the sneakers on. He thinks he's Tom Cruise. Only difference is his next mission is impossible. He should get another leading role. Don't worry, there's more. Quote, oh, Gavy Poo, it only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. First Halle Berry and now Nicki. I thought Gavin had the black female vote on lock. You know who else is on Team Nicki and Holly? Kamala. There's no California love between these two. Sources say things are tense. Around San Francisco, everyone knows they're frenemies. You know that expression, every time a friend succeeds, I die a little? I think there's a little bit of truth when it comes to them. One California donor's torn. It's like being asked to choose between mom and dad. Well, dad hasn't been picking up mom's calls, and when mom calls, he says he's hiking and never rings back. These two both want the same thing under the tree, the Democrat nomination. Only problem, Obama Claus's workshop can't give it to both of them. He can't split the baby.
Where do you fit into the future of the Democratic Party?
I fit in every way.
Not everyone agrees. Consultants say she's just pressing her luck if she does run, but it would be embarrassing. Another one said it might not be the polite thing to say, but the dirty little secret is that Harris is yesterday's news and Newsom is today's headlines. And Kamala even agrees.
I would caution us, especially Democrats, of not being nostalgic in thinking that the way to address the debris and the fallout is to have some nostalgia about trying to bring back things the way they were. Because guess what? The way things weren't working for a lot of people.
Kamala's not really in the Christmas spirit because, let's be honest, joy to the world was never her thing.
And when we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, these children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we?
The nomination's up for grabs. First Democrat who can say the words Merry Christmas gets it. Newsom, how bad do you want it? Apparently not that bad because he just tweeted this. Happy holidays, California. Wishing all Californians a bright and cheerful holiday season. What holiday is it, Governor? You can say it. It's okay.
What we're really here to celebrate is Christmas. So I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas, a very Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah. Whatever it may be, it's going to be happy, and we're going to have a fantastic year.
You know what? He's in the giving mood, and he has a gift for Democrats. Just some friendly advice.
I think you could get rid of a couple of your little policies like men and women's sports, open borders, transgender for everybody. But other than that, I like what you're doing.
$3 million, that's a lot of money, but it pales in comparison to what criminals in Minnesota's Somali community have apparently now stolen from all of you, U.S. taxpayers. Now, that includes possible Medicaid fraud, COVID fraud, and even a scheme to steal money from a program set up to feed hungry children. The federal government is now investigating what is over $1 billion in stolen taxpayer money. Now, based on reports, the final total could be in the billions and billions of dollars. According to the U.S. Attorney in Minnesota, there is only one way this level of fraud is even possible. Take a close listen.
These are federally funded programs. They happen in every U.S. state. What happened here in Minnesota that allowed this fraud to materialize, to metastasize?
It appears that the people at the highest levels of responsibility in the government of the state of Minnesota looked the other way.
In other words, Minnesota Governor, good old Tim Walz, has a lot of explaining to do. Instead, a very anxious-looking Tim Walz, he's making one excuse after another. He blamed Donald Trump. Of course, always blame Donald Trump for bringing attention to this important issue. Take a look at this.
I think this idea that the Somali community is to blame for this because they didn't do more, I think that's how we got into this. And that's, you know, again, I know we're not going to lose the whole plot here. All this work that's being done, Donald Trump brought this to the attention like this is something brand new. This is not brand new, and it's been being worked on. But he made it white hot and very dangerous.
Okay, this is real money that is being stolen from taxpayers, and whistleblowers warned the governor. And when asked, he deflected with a bizarre rant about white men. Take a look.
Do you want to hear more from members and leaders from the Somali community to say, we need to look at ourselves, we need to hold our own neighbors accountable, because look at the damage that this has done to our community. What do you want to hear more from instead of just saying, don't blame us? Do you want to see more ownership and oversight from within?
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable for the crimes that they have committed.
Now, Mr. I support feminine products in boys' bathrooms repeated a popular hoax on the left accusing the Trump administration of deporting American citizens and combat veterans. Take a look at this.
They took American citizens. They deported a U.S. combat veteran who served this nation in uniform and deported him to South Korea, a country he has not been in since he was 8 years old.
Here's the problem. None of that is true. The foreign national he was referring to self-deported after being ordered to leave by the Obama administration. His 2010 deportation orders were the result of a multi-year prison sentence over drug charges. Oh, and by the way, jumping bail. But clearly, Tim Walz doesn't care about the truth. He wants to shield himself and his friends in the Somali community from any scrutiny. Big voting bloc in Minnesota, which does beg the question, why? What did Tim do or not do? Why did he not listen to whistleblowers as part of this historic fraud scheme? And thankfully, Tim Walz, he's never going to make it anywhere near the Oval Office. But sadly, this recently uncovered effort to steal from all of you extends well beyond Minnesota's borders. Look at this. According to a FoxNews.com report, Minnesota is just the tip of the spear. An attorney from Ohio now sounding the alarm about a possible multi-billion-dollar Medicaid fraud scheme from members of the Somali community in that state.
Okay,
Which means let's welcome tonight's guest. He was voted sexiest man alive by Certified Public Accountant magazine. Co-host of Fox and Friends Weekend, Charlie Hurd. She grew up thinking Dukes of Hazzard was a documentary. Co-host of The Bottom Line on Fox Business, Dagan McDowell. She loves it when guys say she should smile more. New York Times bestselling author and Fox News contributor, Kat Tibb. And old women sit on his lap and tell him what they want all year long. Former NWA world champion and host of the Planet Tyrus podcast, Tyrus. All right, before we get to some news stories, let's do this. Yeah.
Greg's Leftovers.
Something's gonna happen that's fun. It's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week, and as always, it's my first time reading them. So if they suck, we'll put Joe Mackey on a Venezuelan oil tanker as the onboard entertainment. All right, on a recent podcast, Sydney Sweeney was asked if her breasts were real while attached to a lie detector. In a related story, I've been moonlighting as a lie detector. When describing her book tour, Kamala Harris said, quote, "Every place we've gone has sold out." Yeah, Mike's Hard Lemonade. According to a new report, Joe Biden's advisors told him the steps needed to prevent chaos at the southern border. But Biden ignored them once he heard there would be steps. Little play on words. Justin Bieber threatened to put Apple employees in a, quote, rear naked chokehold over an iPhone mishap. After hearing this, one man immediately filled out a job application at the Apple store. Australia is now banning social media for kids ages 16 and older. Guess who just canceled his trip to Australia? Shouldn't that be 16 and younger?
Yes.
That joke up. We'll leave it in. Krispy Kreme offered a dozen donuts for $1 today only. And within hours, they ran out in Illinois. A 305-pound Georgia death row inmate ordered a last meal that included beef brisket, pork ribs, fries, a double cheeseburger, cornbread, coleslaw, wings, a meat lover's pizza, and vanilla ice cream. After phoning in the order, the restaurant worker replied, "One Joy Behar special coming up." He died, though. Jelly Roll said his sex life while being 550 pounds was horrible because he couldn't even get aroused. After hearing this, nobody else can either. Sharon Osbourne admitted she used to mail human poop to journalists who gave her husband Ozzy bad reviews. She sent it UPS because she liked their slogan, "What can Brown do for you?" Joy Reid posted a video where she claims Jingle Bells is racist. Wow, wait till she hears about White Christmas. In California, a 550-pound bear has been living under a man's house and refuses to leave. They seem to have the same problem at CNN. But to remove the bear, the California Department of Fish and Wildlife has set up a trap filled with fried chicken, shrimp, sardines, and peanut butter. So they ordered the Joy Behar special. Compared to other mammals, a new study says humans rank surprisingly high on the monogamy scale. Researchers credit the high ranking thanks to certain humans who only have sex with themselves. A new prescription cream that purports to make women aroused is being dubbed the female Viagra. But many women say it's just easier and cheaper to continue using their Greg Gutfeld calendar. 79-year-old Cher is set to marry her 39-year-old boyfriend in May. Well, as the old saying goes, once you go black, you break all your hips.
Don't look at me.
And finally, Melania Trump has unveiled her White House Christmas theme, Home is Where the Heart Is. Many agree that it's better than the Biden's theme, Home is Where the Shart Is. What are we, 14 years old? All right. So tonight, I want to introduce you to Kentucky Democratic State Rep Sarah Stalker. And if ever a stalker needed a restraining order, it's this loathsome ass. This week during an education committee meeting, officials were presented a bill to end DEI programs in K through 12 schools in Kentucky, which means we can only hope that Sarah is honest about not feeling good about being white every day.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day for a lot of reasons. Because it's a point of privilege that I get to move through the world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members in the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, but just a woman, just a white woman.
Don't sell yourself short, Sarah. You're not just a white woman. You're also annoying. But could you imagine if she were a white man?
If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of even greater privilege. I think we're missing an opportunity when kids have a moment to reflect about how the color of their skin does and does not allow them to move through the world. Running to them and trying to stifle that and trying to say you shouldn't feel bad, so we don't want to ever expose you to something that is going to make you have to pause and have maybe some internal feelings. It's a missed opportunity for some really good dialogue.
Yeah, forget learning to read. Do that. So like Rosie O'Donnell's hamper full of jock straps, there's a lot to unpack here, and it all stinks. She says if she were a white man, she'd have even greater privilege. Right. Try being picked last for basketball almost every weekend in Harlem. But then picked first when you have to buy the team pizza. But it would be a mistake to engage in a who's more privileged game, because that's for losers. Quite literally, achievers of any race or gender know that they're individuals and not groups. But when you start making these blanket statements about whiteness, you might as well swap that blanket for a white sheet, because you're just as race-obsessed as the Klan. Imagine being so enlightened that you look at a classroom full of 6-year-olds who still believe in Santa and the Tooth Fairy, and you want to tell them that Santa prefers white kids' houses over black ones, and the Tooth Fairy gets beaten regularly because she's probably trans. They say they're protecting kids, but they're as protective as a creep outside a playground in a white van. At least with that guy, you know what you're getting, a choice of Kit Kat or Snickers. Usually Snickers. But at this age, kids are sponges. You can indoctrinate them into anything. Give me a classroom full of 6-year-olds, and in a week, I'll have them believing Kilmeade is talented. Though, they'll still ask if he's written any books at a higher reading level. You tell them your race is bad, and they'll believe that too. It's not education, it's brainwash. Now, you can assume Stalker is just another affluent, white, female liberal who fetishizes her guilt. She acts like she's confronting the horror of her privilege, but her confrontation has no cost to her, or she'd get the hell out of the way and let a black person do her job. And this desperate striving for approval speaks to a neediness that transmits misery. A healthy adult passes on the things that make them truly fulfilled to children. And that's service, gratitude, generosity, persistence, dependability. Instead, here's a broad telling kids to feel bad about themselves because she claims to feel bad about herself because she's white. No, she's a liar. She doesn't feel bad about being white. She feels like a savior, telling the black folk that she's not like them other white rubes and that she soaks in her own self-admiration. She's just trying to build herself up by virtue signaling while making children feel really bad. She's like the opposite of Mr. Rogers, because really, who would want to be her neighbor? Charlie, if there is a man who knows white privilege in this building, it's you.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we had two Charlies to pick from, so.
No, but you're exactly right. It's totally racist, and but she's right. There is a privilege. It's called white liberal privilege, and it allows her to have these performative opinions about stuff that, as you point out, is deeply damaging to children, not just white kids, but especially, I would say, to non-white kids who grow up thinking that the world really is rigged against them. So why even put in the effort to, like, learn, as you say, learn how to read? If she really is serious about this, then let's make it not, more than just performative. Let's make it, like, mean something. Give up your house.
Yeah.
Give your house to an unhoused person. Give up your vacation to somebody who doesn't get to go on a vacation. And then until you do that, shut up, because I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, make your... Thank you. Make your reparations, like, unending. Like, it's like that's where your paycheck has to go.
Or just beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Give one paycheck.
Yeah.
And then we'll listen to you. It would be like the machine, the little time machine on the vibrating bed. You just do it one. You do it. You just fill it one time. Give one paycheck.
Yes.
And then
you were doing so good.
Yes.
I stuck the landing.
Okay, so you mean that little?
All he heard was shaking bed.
Shaking, vibrating bed.
Yeah, see?
Have you never stayed at a motel before?
Oh,
not with you, apparently. Dude,
it's the really nice ones.
I don't need any coins to shake my bed. Dagan, there is nothing in my mind more harmful than a white savior. Jesus Christ accepted.
Yeah, I was gonna make that exception, but this woman perfectly illustrates the horribleness of DEI, that teaching it and preaching it is about dividing people into groups and creating oppressive guilt. So what she wants is for them to go into elementary schools or to schools and tell white kids that they are awful because of how they plopped out of the birth canal. I mean, she ought to volunteer for being a monitor in the delivery room, and she can go, shame, 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 to all the white babies. Except babies are really purple when they're born.
Yeah,
you really don't know.
But when you
what race
slap
they
the
are.
baby on the butt, you can also be slapping them extra hard if they're white.
Right. And she's got the privilege thing wrong, because in terms of climate change and jeopardizing Mother Earth, women are much worse. White women are much worse than white men, just because of the volume of paper products and water that we use.
Yes.
Just, toilet paper and tampons. We are earth crushers.
I never thought of that. Kind of glad I hadn't. Kat, do you ever wake up one day and say, God, I feel bad for being white?
No, sometimes I wake up and feel bad because of how Catholic I was raised. That's the guilt. Look, I think that it is actually, so with my kid, I do plan on having him volunteer, having him help with people who are less fortunate, but not under the guise of, you're a piece of kid. More just like, you should want to help other people. I think that the guilt-based approach, I don't see it. I don't see it. And to the fact that she's like, I feel bad, and everyone should feel bad. I feel like people are individuals. I have a lot of privileges myself. I've also had a lot of really up happen to me. But I don't think that any segment of that should define a person. We're all individuals. We're lucky, and people are lucky in some areas, less lucky in others. We should all just try to make the world a better place rather than get wrapped up in, like, feeling bad about yourself isn't really a virtue in itself, especially if you don't, like you said, actually do anything about it. You're not a better person, or you're not helping anybody because you feel bad about being white. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense.
Actually, and feeling bad, people don't think that is egotistical, but it actually is.
It's still self-obsession.
It's still self-obsession. People who are self-loathing often are just thinking about themselves. Tyrus, do you think she actually does care about kids, or is this about a public persona, her kind of elevating her status through virtue?
No, I'm too selfish to care. I always, what bothers me, they always seem to forget, and I hate I have to remind everybody, but this is a white country. It was founded by white people or stolen, however you want to mix it up in your whatever your lane is. But no matter what, it was founded by white men, and they decided to share it with everybody. So what in the blue are you talking about? Like, you literally, you didn't see Germany going, hey, call Africa, get as many as we can over here. Let's open this place up for everyone, Asians, blacks, gays, everybody come to Germany. They don't do that. This was what America does. This is what happens when you don't have anything really bad to deal with. Your life is so good, you can walk by the mirror and be like, oh man, I'm so white. I am so sorry, guys, that I am perfection and you guys aren't. I feel so bad. And what bothers me the most about this is they never give a reason. They're like, I have privileges that my friends of color don't. Like, they can't give us 1, 2, they can't give, I mean, just give us like 6 or 7. You know, give us something that we can, you know, that we can get behind. You all are old.
All right. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.